Hello, welcome to this episode of Hampton Roads Business Live. My name is Rory Graham and I'm your host, and today I have the pleasure of having with me Gordon Rivers from a company called AutoSign. And when I first heard about this company, I had a whole different idea of what they were, so I'm going to let him tell us what they do. Give us an overview of what is AutoSign. I think everybody would be a little surprised.
Hi Rory, thanks for having me here. AutoSign is actually a product that's designed for people to take notice of warning signs. Warning signs have become like wallpaper, and even though they meet OSHA requirements and legal requirements, people are still ignoring them. So we have a sign like this, which is motion activated. It has flashing lights and a customized voice recording. We'll just demonstrate that if I may.
Caution. AutoSign test.
So you can put any message, multiple languages. You can print any message, put multiple languages in the insert in the front. And we're finding it's 68% more effective at having people notice warning signs.
Well, it's like anything else. You become accustomed to seeing things, don't really pay a whole lot of attention to it. But one of the things that, and we're going to talk about the uniqueness, but one of the things when you were demonstrating this to me up front was that you can use this sign for anything. It could be a welcome sign, it could be a wet paint sign, a warning of a slip and fall, or confined space entry, or whatever it could be used for. And you just print on a regular printer, you can print out the message.
Yes, you can make your own messages.
And that just makes it so versatile. Also, your recording. You can record whatever you wanted to say.
Absolutely.
So whether it's serious or humorous, but you can make the sign really custom to the situation, and I think it's fantastic. It's one of those products that you think, gee, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, well, and Rory, everybody says that. Shawn Jackson, the guy who invented that, he came up with this, 10 years ago, got it patented about 5 years ago. And when I met him at a business networking meeting, I got involved just to help him get the thing made, but then I liked the product so much I got involved with the,
He's from here locally.
He's Virginia Beach contractor, yes.
Right, okay. All right, so now let's get to some more in-depth questions about this. So what makes it, I think I mentioned a few, but what makes this so different and unique?
Well, because of the fact that the sign actually makes itself noticed. As I said in the beginning, we find in the trials we ran, watching people walk through hotel lobbies with a regular sign and this sign, only 22 people in 100 actually looked at the sign. With this sign, it was 68 people in 100 looked at the sign. And then many others sort of looked around, but they were too busy to really figure out where the noise was coming from. But so the uniqueness of it is that it's so simple, so easy to use, but it's so effective. It's actually a big deal when you look at some of the big box stores are paying anywhere between $20 and $40 million a year in slip and fall payout.
Right, and it certainly does grab your attention.
Yes.
That's something that it would cause you to look. And people are busy, so they're looking at their phones, walking into doors, and everything with that. But they're distracted by the phones or the kids or what they're thinking or whatever else they're doing. And this causes them to stop for just a second. That's great.
Yeah, Shawn actually had somebody, he had one in a hotel where he was working, and he was using it as a warning sign, but actually some kids ran into the hotel and didn't fall. The mother heard the sign and stopped the kids from running into the area. And she said, well, thank you so much for doing that. It's a really good product. So.
Cool. All right. So how does AutoSign benefit the potential customer? I think we've mentioned a few things.
Yeah. Well, I think the biggest thing, the numbers that we've got available, an average slip and fall payout in the United States is probably about $8,000. That doesn't include legal fees, and quite often the legal fees are almost as much, can be anywhere between 50% to 100% of the actual payout cost as well. So the first time, if somebody buys one of these signs for approximately $65, the first time it's used, they've saved, they don't know because nothing happened, but they've just saved $7,935.
Right, and I think that it goes a long way to show that they're taking safety seriously.
Well, absolutely. It makes it, there are a lot of legitimate accidents. Unfortunately, there are some people that do play the system, and it makes it a lot harder for those people to actually claim that the company was negligent.
Okay, so I know that you mentioned a couple places, but where else do you see this being used? You mentioned hotels.
Oh, well, I mean hotels, hospitals, airports, railway stations, I mean, any transport, any public area, whether it belongs to a private enterprise or government, shopping malls, in factories, processing plants. I mean, Dominion Power could use it, Virginia Gas could use it. I mean, I'm just thinking of all the big local companies in the area could use it, and anywhere in the world because it's so versatile.
Right. Okay. And so, what is the current line that you have on this? Is it just that one? You just showed one sign, but I know there's more because
we have a couple of standard products. There's this the standard caution yellow. We have a standard OSHA header danger red. We also have, and we can't show it in here, but we also have a cone that has a mounting bracket. So you see those large flat-sided cones, stand about 3 feet high. We offer one of those, and we also have a metal frame industrial sign that's at about 24 inches by 20, and it has 2 speakers, very loud and very bright.
Those would be good for your ships, your outside locations, or warehouses or whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Are there any? It sounds like a wonderful product and something that is so universally needed or could be used by so many different people for so many different things. Are there any issues that you're facing? Well, it sounds like the world's your oyster right now.
Right, yeah, and that's the case. The problem is because there's no precedent for the product. There's never been a product like it, so a lot of people don't understand. You know, you can explain to them, you demonstrate to them, and then they go, oh, so it has a motion sensor. Oh, so the lights flash. Oh, you can record any language. It's kind of, even though you've said all those things, it's people have to experience the product. And normally when I go and see somebody, I'll go for a half-an-hour appointment, and I'm usually there at least an hour, sometimes 2. And I'm saying to them, are you okay for time? Because they get so engrossed in what they can do with the product. So that's one issue, is communicating, and hopefully being on a show like this will help. And then the other one really is just getting investment. I mean, we would love to get some additional investment if possible.
Is there a particular group of people or businesses that you're particularly targeting?
Well, apart from obviously safety professionals, and those would be all big organisations by law, I believe, over a certain size have to have a safety professional. So apart from the hospitals, factories, offices, government buildings, we're another area. The people that have to deal with the fallout from this would be the legal profession, for example. The attorneys that have to deal with this, or the people that care about controlling legal costs, would be one area, for example. And really, and people who are engaged. If there's anybody that would help us talk to OSHA to create a new standard around talking signs, that would be very interesting as well.
Okay, all right. Well, is there anything I haven't covered?
I think we've had a pretty thorough coverage.
Okay.
I mean, there's always something, because this is a product that every single person I speak to thinks of something new. Almost everybody I speak to, you did when we first spoke. Yeah. Everybody thinks of something they can use it for. We're focusing on safety, but it could be used. I mean, some people, some friends of mine are borrowing them to use for Halloween, for example. Could we borrow some for Halloween? We have a black version that we can use for Halloween.
Right.
So.
Well. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Like I said, my first thought was, why didn't I think of that? I mean, it's so simple.
Yeah.
And all. Okay, well, if you would like to contact Gordon and AutoSign, I'm sure he would be glad to talk to you about how you can get these signs for your company. If you represent a series of companies and would like to talk to him about that, that'd be great. If it's just a single individual, I'm sure he'll talk to you
Absolutely.
too. It's a great product, voice activated. I was really impressed with it. It's so customizable that you could use it for just about anything. So I wish you a great deal of success. And the contact information for Gordon is at the end of this video, and it's also at the bottom of this page. So I wish you a lot of success, and I'm sure you're going to have a great deal of it with a product like that.
Okay.
It's really a good product.
Thank you, Rory.
Thank you.
Okay.